Good morning. Hey, Cheryl.
Good morning. It is Saturday. We're the Fibre friends, and I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Louise. Our challenge is almost finished. Our get her done.
I know
Two more,
it's like tomorrow. Oh, 2 more days.
2 more days. What could you finish in 2 days?
It depends how much time you get to knit in those 2 days.
Just thinking if anybody's just watching and they're like, "Oh my goodness, how can I join in this month's challenge?" So yeah, like finish half a pair of socks,
Yep.
a pair of socks sitting around, a sweater that needs to be seamed or a sleeve that needs to be finished. So there's still time. I don't have any comments.
Good morning, everybody. I was just going to try and find YouTube.
Hmm.
Jerry's here, and Nikki, and Jude, and Alice, and Sally.
Hello, everybody. Okay, I'll do this.
Oh
So,
boy.
oh my gosh, that's so fun. Jude, we saw Jude last night. We did our crochet Zoom call, which was so fun. Oh, can I recap?
Yes.
I got this many crocheted squares done this past week because, of course, I got a little, sidetracked with other things. And past week, I thought I need to start getting caught up. So I did not follow the video, but I just did a granny square. And I had all these colored balls in my crochet bag, which I was going to switch it out to, like a nice summery bag, but I didn't. It's still my Christmassy mitten bag. So I
Those
think
look
I'm just going
so
to
good.
So these were all the Karen cakes that I just wound off every color and cut and wound and cut. And then I literally just been putting my hand in the bag. And as long as it's not the same color that I've already used, that's the color that gets done next.
Well, that worked out really well.
I know. So I know, I think it was Jude who reminded me that I'm going to hate myself at the end of all this with all these ends. And you could be correct. But
Jude just said she's ambitious. You asked what's going to get done in 3 days, and she said two pairs of socks, a mitten, a dragon, and a top, or at least that's the plan.
you can do it. You can do it.
Oh, Nikki, I hope everything's okay.
Oh, what's
Mom,
Oh, I wonder. Yes, well, it's not like everybody's obligated to join the Zoom calls, but I know I I was what do I want to say? I was guess assuming, Nikki, that you had other fun plans on a Friday night, and that's why you missed our Zoom call, but
it doesn't sound like fun.
doesn't sound like fun. We
Good
need
morning,
to
Carol. Good morning, Jude. So I got some finishes.
do you?
I did the last finishing details on my crochet dolls.
Oh, faces, eyes.
So she has mouth and some little pink cheeks. And so I don't know if anybody remembers this. It probably never bothered anybody but me. The way you do the little pants is when you get to the very last round, you start like from the back as you're beginning a round, and you come around to the front and you stop and then turn and go back and forth. So technically one side of the pants was one row taller than the other. And not that it would bug anybody else, but my OCD was kicking in bad, and I could see that, it wasn't even. So I ripped it out and I ended at the back, and I restarted it where the bib went, and I did the little bib, and then I did a little embroidery of a flower on her bib. And then nobody's getting these clothes off because, I sewed them right on. And I did little, what do you call them? Um, man, words just don't come to my brain.
The straps?
French knot.
French knots. Okay.
I did little French knots for the buttons on her little
That's so
romper overalls.
cute.
Aren't they cute? You can't even see them.
Yes, you can. I can. It's all those little details.
So she is done and she's getting gifted because my friend's birthday is coming. I don't think she watches us, but in case she does, I guess it's too late now. I already said. So,
She's gonna love it.
and then I finished up this little girl. I sewed up her dress and I sewed it right on so it ain't coming off. And her hat is sewn on because it would flop right off. And she got some little pink cheeks. And I tried some little French knots across the front of her dress to make them look like flowers. I don't know, but it adds a little something, something.
It does. I like that little pop of color.
Yeah. So she's all done. She's mine. I'm keeping her. So finished, finished.
Finished. But they're really cute.
And I am making one more that I showed it last night that I started it a couple weeks ago, but I just have a head and a body and then I haven't touched it again since because sweater knitting.
Oh. All right, you better give us the update on that. Where were we last week when it was finished and you had it, no, you
It
had
was
row to cast off.
all I had to do was half of the cast off. So I put it on. I shared pictures in the Facebook group. Okay. Seriously, it was way too big. I wouldn't have minded the oversized body so much if the armpits weren't way down. Like they really hung. When I put my arm down, my arm was like against my skin and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
it was obviously too big. It wasn't oversized. You could get away with it, kind of too big. I do have pictures in case anybody missed it. I will show it just very briefly.
So
So this one you can kind of tell the most.
the one that really made it obvious for me is like you were standing there, and I think you were like grabbing maybe that one. It was
Yeah, because until I'm very small, my chest is very like not my girls, but my rib cage is
right.
very small around. And then I put on something that looks like this and it makes me look really a
Mm,
lot bigger and more frumpy than I am.
that one. I think that's the
Yeah.
one that when I was like, oh yeah, because the side that yeah. Anyways,
I mean, it doesn't look bad at the bust, but then how big the body
yeah,
is down over the hips and stuff, it makes me look a lot bigger than I am.
yeah,
So,
shoot.
and I absolutely love this top. I cannot tell you how much, even though it was giant, I love everything about it. I love the lacy at the top. I love that the construction of how across the top of the bust is where the increases are. Um, like you can tell a lot here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love the fit of it and I love everything about it other than it was giant. So
yeah,
after I finished that, so you'll remember I started out, this pattern is written for DK yarn and I was knitting it in fingering weight. I did some maths because I didn't want the neck to end up being too small. So I kind of cast on at the largest size. Those sizes, if you remember, Louise, I think there's only three different numbers of cast on
yeah,
numbers for the beginning, and then it's how far you go with the whole top portion is knit in the round and increasing like a raglan. So it's how far you go with that to determine how big the rest is, like any other sweater.
right.
So I had cast on with the largest amount of stitches for the top. And I do like the neckline. I think it's nice. I wouldn't have wanted that any smaller, especially in a summer top.
No, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Just, yeah,
So
like how you that turned
yeah,
out.
so I'm happy with that. So I decided I just looked at how much I was able to pull it in under my arms. And basically I guesstimated and I pulled out I think two full repeats of the the lace pattern at the top.
Yeah.
And then I just put my needle back in, and so I have about the same amount of stitches, give or take, five, as what the third size is, which is what I would have knit in the DK. So I've knit this much since I put it back on the needles.
Well,
It
you're
is going so fast now.
well now that it's a whole lot smaller.
Well, yeah, I bet you I have 100 stitches less
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah,
or
that's gonna,
close to it. So I'm already at 4 3/4 inches, almost 5 inches actually.
look at you zipping away.
And I think I did before 10 inches. So I'll probably need more because now the armpit's not going to be, halfway down my body. So I'm going to knit the rest of uh, this is what I have left of my first ball, my first cake, because I caked
Yeah,
it back up. And this is the second. And I used all of it, remember? I had the wee tiniest bit left.
that's right.
So I'm going to knit till this is all gone. And then these are my two armbands that I'm going to then knit the armbands back again. And then I'm going to add the second ball and go until I'm done.
Okay.
Because last time I did my armbands and I was still attached to the main yarn, man, that was a pain trying to
Hmm,
maneuver everything and not make a big mess. So
no
as,
kidding.
as soon as this is gone, the rest of this cake, I'm going to do the armbands. So I'm really hoping that maybe by next week when we podcast, it may be done.
It could be
Well,
done.
it could be. We'll see. Like if I've done 5 inches this week,
All right, you can do it.
I could have the other, I don't know, I could have the rest done. We're fairly close to it anyway.
That's
Oh, Diane, I don't see the hearts. No,
I was gonna say I didn't see any hearts either.
no. Do it again. Do it again. So other people might see them watching, but I do not see them.
I'm looking in all the places.
I know.
So how does that?
So if you were watching on, like, if you're watching it on, say, when I watch on the TV, when I watch you on Mondays,
Yep. Hmm.
the chat is over top of the screen, like over the picture on the one side, but watching on YouTube, I have them down below. Oh, Carol says she see hearts. Jude sees the hearts. I don't see the
How
hearts.
come we don't get to see the
I
heart?
know it's not very fair. Send some more. I'm looking now. I'm watching the video part.
I know, I don't see them on the video part either.
That's
Wow.
a bummer.
You
Bummer,
guys,
man.
you guys can just send hearts to each other. How's that? All right. Well, you were doing fantastic. I love all the updates with your sweater because you just never know if your sweater is done or about to be restarted. But like you said, you definitely get your money's worth out of your yarn because you get the joy of knitting it twice.
Oh, reactions. Oh, I gotta turn them on. Oh, look at that.
Oh, Where are you turning them on?
So at the top of the chat, there's three little, like there's the X to turn off the chat, like you're watching on YouTube.
Yes.
Where the
Oh,
chat is at the
I,
top, there's an X, and then there's the three little dots. If you click on the three little dots, oh, I see hearts. Reactions. You can turn on reactions. It's a little toggle switch.
yeah, I had mine on because actually I remember this. I remember one other podcast that I did, some very smart viewer was walking me through that because of course I didn't figure that out on my own.
Yeah,
But
I'm seeing all kinds of hearts come up off now. Nice.
good. Well, I'm glad
See,
you did them.
it's all user error.
That is typically what it always is, isn't it? When you can't figure something out.
Yeah.
Right. Anyways, okay. Now I'm getting distracted by.
Thanks, Diane and Nikki, for all the hearts. Oh, now everybody's playing with them.
That's fun.
Woohoo. You can send laughy faces. Okay, we'll stop playing with that. Yeah. Well, if you're going to knit something, you might as well knit it right.
Absolutely. Well, no, that's you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So what have you been working on now that I just shared two things?
Well, I mean, I was my crochet, like this really did take a lot of my week, but aren't they
That
pretty?
is so pretty. Is
Thank
it a yellow or is it two different greens?
It's a yellow. So it's
Yeah,
a light green, then a yellow, then a peachy color, and then a gold.
I love it. It's so pretty.
I know, I'm really liking these. They're so fun.
So
And
do you think you're gonna put them all together at some point?
these ones here, I think, because these ones are actually the same size.
Because they're all the same.
And I found my gauge has tightened up from
Hmm.
the squares that I did like back in January.
Well, because practice
Hmm.
will change your tension, how you're holding everything. You get more comfortable and things kind of even out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they look great.
So they're like the same size. So I think these ones, my plan is I really like this colorway too. And they were just all random, which is so fun.
Mhm.
Is I'm going to just keep doing these because they're fun, they're quick. I can do it without reading a pattern. I still mess it up, but I can see where I've messed up or where my three double crochets or two, or when I turn a corner and I forget to chain two. So it's still good practice. So I'm going to do these because they're fun and I can get them done. But I do want
Yeah.
to go back to the video and do some of those. But I'm on day last night. What did we decide last night? This is day 178 or something in the year. I think I'm on like the 17th video of squares. So I don't know if there's any way I will ever catch up on all of those by the end of the year. But I'm gonna mix and match. Because before I wasn't getting any done because I was like focused on the videos and thinking I've got to do the next day video, but I didn't have like an hour to sit uninterrupted to watch and crochet and watch and stop and back it up. So then I just did nothing. So now I've gotten over that and
Yeah.
just crochet when I can and do a square. Anyways, so that's
Yeah.
mostly what I've been working on. I've been working a little bit on my new garter stitch shawl.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the greens on your toes. If anybody has this in their stash from, I don't think they probably discontinued this.
Is it a like a regular sock yarn?
Yep, it's a 75/25, and apparently it had aloe vera somehow in the yarn.
Oh, oh.
One of those,
Somehow gimmicky, yeah.
yes, to make your toes feel extra comfy. I don't
Of
know.
course. Who made that yarn?
It was Kurtz. SR Kurtz is yeah. Anyways, it's not bad yarn. But and maybe if I'd knit it, 10-ish years ago when I bought it, maybe I would feel aloe vera as I'm knitting it, but
Maybe.
maybe I don't know. Anyways, but there's
Just feels like regular old yarn, right?
it does. It's
Oh no, Marg's here. She says, "Good morning. I'm late because I got slightly lost on my walk."
oh no. Well,
Well, at least if you had your phone with you, you do have like GPS, Google Maps or whatever.
that's right.
So Wanda says, "See, nobody ever regrets ripping out. You are 100% correct because I rip out a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're
I
right. I mean, what's the point?
I don't really care. And it's funny because I think I misjudge how big of a size I need, even though when I look at the math and whatever, I'm like, yep, this is good. And I think it's all my perception of how much ease I need in a sweater. So I'm learning to I'm all, whatever. I guess if it's too small, you'd rip it out again too, right? But
Oh, definitely. But
so
maybe those sweaters though that have all like that was supposed to have what, 8 inches of positive ease or
yeah,
10
4 to 8 inches, it
or to
said.
8. So yeah, maybe those ones just aren't for your body.
Well, and I find that I'm always end up that I'm an in between size as well too, right? Like this one, um, the measurements for this one on the third size was 46 inches, but my full bust is only like 41 inches, 41, 42 inches. So the second size is 42 and a quarter inches. So, the next
Mm.
size obviously would be 46, but that's giving me 4 inches of positive ease, right? So I'm at the numbers for the third size, the 46 inches, but I'm knitting it on a fingering instead of a
Mm.
DK. So I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I usually just pick needles that I like the fabric that I'm making and go with the math of that fabric and hope for the best.
hope for the best. Okay, so here's a question. Are you going to try it on right now that you've got 5 inches?
When
Would
I
it,
get to the end of this ball,
you'll try it on? Okay.
it's going to be fine. That's what she always says. No, like, so the armpits are right here,
Yeah.
right? I can fit it armpit to armpit over my boobs. So clearly I'm going to have more room from the back. So
Okay. Well,
it's going to be just fine.
it'll be just fine. Okay. I'm sure it'll be
Gonna,
fine.
it's going to be perfect.
It
Just
will.
like, just like my super simple tweed V-neck pullover, whatever
Yes.
that I had to rip out because it was gigantic. And then I reknit it and it was perfect. And it's my most favorite sweater ever.
So then this will be your most favorite summer sweater.
And I want to knit another one of those because I have the exact same yarn in two other colors.
Yeah.
Do you think I can remember what needle size I used to knit that? Because did I write it down?
Oh no.
No.
Why do we do
I,
that?
I don't know. I probably just went down one needle size because that's my go-to. I know I'm a loose knitter, so whatever a
Right.
pattern calls for, I always go down one needle size.
Mm. Oh my goodness.
I think it called for a 5.5, and I'm pretty sure I knitted on a 5 millimeter.
Okay. Well, okay, I love all your updates on your sweater. And next week you could be wearing it.
Yeah, probably not, but I could be.
Oh, no, 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 don't think that. You could be. You can be.
Well, I knit 5 inches in a week.
Yeah.
I have to knit another 5 inches at least and do ribbing on the arms and the bottom.
Easy peasy.
but whatever, depends.
All right, you can do it. We want to see it finished and wearing it next week.
Yeah. I can't knit every single night all evening because my hands get too sore.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We don't want to cause any knitting related injuries.
Oh, there you go. I would have said on the podcast somewhere, you're right. I can go find back and find it
That's right. You could go back and sit and rewatch and
on the however many weeks in a row. Yep, I'm still knitting it. Yep. I may have actually put it down at one point and did something else for a while. I
yeah.
don't know. I did not knit much Wednesday night because I got distracted doing something else. Well, you cheated on us from our knitting group and went out with other ladies to the beach. I'm not upset about that at all.
Well, maybe we'll have to take our little Wednesday night online knit group to the beach one Wednesday night.
She's such a cheater. We have a standing Wednesday night date. Anyways, after dinner, I just got, how sometimes you just are like, okay, I feel like doing this. And I just did. I sat down and did.
And what did you?
It takes a lot for me to when I sew all day,
This
like
is,
for work,
I thought this was maybe your
some
cross stitch.
fun to no, I haven't touched my cross stitch since last week.
Ooh,
Down and do something that involves sitting at the sewing machine when I've already sat at the sewing machine all day, for three,
for
four
sure.
days in a row. I don't really feel like it, but I keep walking by. I've had this stuff sitting here. When did I show it? 2 weeks ago, my fabric that I dyed, or did
Yeah.
I show it last week?
You might have shown it last week too, but yeah, it was a couple weeks ago when you first did it.
So it's sitting here on the dining room table. Just so you know, this is my dining room. So my dining room table very rarely gets used to actually eat at because there's never anybody here anyway. So I eat in front of the TV in the living room. Um, so does Louise, except for she doesn't have a TV. She does everything in her living room,
I do. I do.
except for podcasts today.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes you do.
Sometimes I do.
Not in a long time, though. Okay. Anyway, I digress. The fabric was calling to me to make the things. So I'll show you my progress because I'm so excited about this. Look at my she has no face yet, and her arms are just pinned, but
Oh, look how it's so she's quite a bit bigger than your other, like your duck.
she is. I got her all done. Like I got the legs on and that, and they did not have the joints. And I'm like, this is wrong. Like if it sits down, the legs were just sticking straight out, and I didn't like it. I'm like, these have to have some sort of.
Oh yeah, I like that way
So
better.
I took the legs, I took the seam off. Ooh, I'm getting a worm flash. Um, they're not hot anymore, they're just warm. Oh, I see hearts. I see hearts. Anyways, so I put little joints at her knees and then I did the arms. So I just have to sew these on and they're just like sewing on a two-hole button, straight through, straight back, straight through, straight back, and then you tie it off. But look at these little ears. So they're sewn right into the head. I guess they're not that little, but she is a fawn. And then I got to figure out her eyes are going to be like that, just embroidered on at the side. She's going to be so sweet. So that's the fabric I did with the ecru Rit dye on the natural linen. So yeah, she's cute. She's like
I like.
14 inches. She's supposed to be 14 inches. Let's see what I got. 14 inches. Look at that.
Oh,
Oh, she lost an arm. Oh, dang. I'm gonna have to replace that again.
Does she have a name?
Dear
How about Darla?
Darla,
Does she look
Darla
like
the
a Darla?
deer. Do you think?
I think so.
She's really cute. So then I think I'm gonna make her little overalls, little poofy overalls. So I had last time I was at the old fabric shop in Stratford, I got this fat quarter bundle. It's one of Lori Holt's. I don't know what the line is, but these are the
All right.
fabric.
I like the one on top. Is that like a reddy pinky?
Yeah.
I like that. Oh, that's cute.
So they're all little, just little petite prints, which I thought would be perfect for my little people. So
That's
these are all like tealy blues, kind of
nice.
blue greens. Look at that. That's pretty.
That's gorgeous.
So that's what I got to, you know, do some, yeah, Mark, the ears did work out. They get sewn right into the head, like as if you were sewing a dart. For those of you who do sewing, you put a cut and then the ear sits in, and then you just sew it like you were sewing a dart. It's a really great construction instead of like sewing it on by hand after. I did also last week when I finished the faces on my crochet girls.
They have
Does
a
that not make a big difference?
huge difference.
Yeah. So quack quack. Anyway, I also gonna make these guys some little rompers or dresses or something.
Oh,
Does she needs a tote bag? Yeah.
that is
So
so cute.
that deer will look so much different when oh, go do it, Marg. After you're getting lost on your walk, you better go hose off.
Oh,
Huh.
uh,
Yeah, so the deer will look a lot better when she has a little nose
oh yeah. Once you get a little face on
and
her.
her eyes. I'm kind of they have her with sleepy eyes, and I'm kind of thinking that she should have open eyes.
Oh,
So we'll see if I can. Hey Sam, if I can do an eye that's kind of a nice little with eyelashes.
that would be cute.
It would.
Yeah,
So we'll see. And then next up is the fox. And there are a lot of pieces.
that'll
So
be cute. I can't wait to see her.
yeah, I'm having fun with them anyways.
Well, they're so cute. Of
Yeah, I
course.
printed off all the patterns I got for clothes. Um,
Oh my gosh.
there's lots of them. So yeah, it's going to be fun. You'd think I was having grandchildren or something.
They're cute.
Yes, doe eyes, Diane. They'll be so cute, so
Yeah.
little, elongated with little
Fun,
little
fun.
eyelashes. So yeah, that's it. That's my week.
You've had a great week. Other than my crochet, I mean, my crocheted squares, I'm pretty excited about those, have to say. But that's really, I was going to try to work on finish another cowl so I could have four finishes, but
Mhm.
that didn't happen.
That's okay.
Yeah, I got as far as actually pulling it out, like out of the bag and looking at it, but
Mhm.
that's as far as I went.
Um, what was your new start this week? Because I didn't watch Monday.
Oh, it's the fission knitting cowl. So it's like, I do have this isn't the new start, but this is the sample. that I had started last weekend. So can you see? Where is it here? So there's the green.
Oh, and it's like carried up. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like it's you knit through the back, so it kind of pops out. This
Okay.
side of it is just marled. There's no
Okay.
design. Then when you flip it over, there is
Oh, on the other side, it's
the
opposite.
other color. Yeah. So it is sort of like double knitting, but not at all, really. No, it's just you just have different. The only thing is similar to double knitting is that you've got one color pattern on one side, the other color on the other, but it's totally different. You do slip stitches, you knit through the back of stitches. And with this one, you're always knitting double-stranded. So you've got two colors. And then when you come to your design stitch, you just knit with one color, depending on what side you're on. So it's one of those techniques that it sounds more complicated when you're trying to explain it. Once you've got a few rows, you can read your knitting and then it's
Hmm.
pretty easy.
So what does it look like um when it's done, what you're working on?
This what the my new I don't have it up here, but it's a cowl and it has the so this little sample, this is what we did at our guild meeting last week. So this one here is just done with just so far I'm just doing them straight, but then you can
Okay.
cable those green, is it
Oh,
green?
really?
Yeah. And so on this side,
So
then
they'll come
they,
together.
yeah, you can cable them just to make it extra fun. Oh, Jude, I think I'm way behind in comments. But yeah, Jude's found out 6 chickens that were missing from the body farm inventory of stuffies last night. Oh my gosh. So how did you find, like you just found them someplace else? Oh, crazy. Oh, Sam's in the chat now. Hi, Sam. How's the dishcloth knitting coming, Sam?
I don't know what he's barking at.
Comes, beaks, and eyes. Somebody's out walking their dog, probably, right? Before it
I
gets super
don't, yeah, I
sensitive.
don't see anybody unless he could be barking at somebody. There's a big truck over at the pizza place across the street. He could be barking at that. So,
Oh, that could be. Have you
oh,
tried the new pizza place?
Jude, oh my, I had just found the 6 chickens that were missing from the body farm inventory of stuffy part last night. Good to finally get them combs, beaks, and eyes. Nice. Oh,
That'll be cute. You and
they were
Cheryl
sitting right there, right?
knitting pieces all over the place.
Yeah.
Yes. Beside this chair, beside that chair,
Oh
upstairs.
yeah.
Yes.
That's my chair in the living room.
You just find
There's
them everywhere.
little piles now around my chair. Nobody dares sit there. I tell the kids, if you sit there, don't you touch anything. My oldest daughter, she's a tactile person, and if she sits down somewhere, she fiddles with things without even thinking about it. She'll just pick something up and, fiddle with it. Yeah. But she's been known to sit here if there's scissors on the table, she'll just pick them up and start cutting things. Like, sit down in the newspapers, like got all kinds of cut marks in it. Or she is 21. She's not a child. Oh, well. They are with
Oh,
the Highland Cow, Snowman, and Dragon. Oh, there you go. They got mixed in with the wrong bodies.
oh, geez. That would be a problem.
Yeah.
Leave it for too long, then can't remember what parts go with who.
Yeah.
Hey, so we've got a couple minutes here before we wrap up this morning. Did you say you had picked out your
Oh,
project
yes.
for
We should. Right.
because
Right.
July's here on Tuesday.
It is.
Can you believe it?
We are doing male designer. So if you have a pattern that's designed by a man just for fun, because really, when I went to Ravelry, all I did was go to designers, like in the search, and went to designers, and they came up as a big list. And I don't know if they're listed by like how it's not alphabetical by any means. So I don't know if it's more popular or most downloaded or whatever. But I just started scrolling through the names until I seen a man's name, and then I would click on it and see what their patterns were. And then I go back and then keep scrolling. And if I saw something I like, I put it in my favorites. So I did that a little bit the other night, and so I found these patterns by someone named Franklin Habit.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if anybody knows who he is, but he's an author,
Yeah.
teacher, illustrator, and writer whose entire life was tangled up in yarn. This is on his little bio, whatever. So, what caught my eye, what caught my eye is that he has, I got to find one here that's easiest to.
I've heard of Franklin Habit. I don't know if I've ever seen patterns. I remember the books, like I think of him as like he sketches funny cartoon
Oh, does he?
type things, knitting cartoons. That's what when I
Um,
think of Franklin Habit, that's what I think of.
just let me go here to my favorites. Franklin Habit. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay, give
Oh,
me
you
a
have to
sec.
turn it on.
Yes, I'm
So I was looking at this on my phone,
there you go.
and you'll see in a minute why I got excited about it. Oh, can you guys see these?
There we go. Oh my goodness.
It's a knitted sheep. And then he has done all these all these different outfits. Like,
Oh
come on.
gosh.
Dolly demolish.
Ah, look at the roller skates. What?
So
What? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
it is hilarious. Spring Lamb Ensemble. So I have not scrolled through enough to see if I can find the pattern for the lamb. Queen of Michigan Avenue outerwear.
Oh my
So
goodness.
clearly has patterns for all these clothes. Oh, I don't even see.
Doll clothes other.
Oh, that's published in Webb's America's Yarn Store. I don't see where the pattern is. Anyways, oh,
That is hilarious. I just saw like the like an exercise. That's
so
so
yeah. I did where oh, I gotta move this. You and I are in the way. I did favorite a couple other Benjamin Matthews. Um, look at all these fabulous hats.
oh, oh.
Yeah, like
Yes. Oh yeah.
he's kind of a hunky looking guy too.
There you go. You can just keep scrolling through
All
it.
these beautiful cables. So,
Oh,
Norman Schwartz, just because anybody wants to make some mushrooms.
oh my gosh.
Are those not cool? You never know what you're going to find. Look at these socks.
Oh, those are nice.
They do look like intarsia.
That's even more exciting.
Not for me, but hey, maybe for you. But look at these flowers.
That's really, look at, you don't find a lot of knit flowers. They're mostly crocheted, so that is really exciting.
And I just every time I saw a male designer,
Snowdrops, hyacinths.
look at those.
Those are really cute. Oh, oh, there's a Santa. Oh, there's a gingerbread.
Look at this guy.
Okay, that's hilarious.
So yeah, he had some really cool patterns. Love is love socks. There's some more mushrooms. Oh, there's some carrots. Oh, it's a cozy pumpkin egg cozy.
Those are so cute.
Christmas tree coaster.
Eee, that's really cute.
Yeah, I really like that free pattern. It's a little puffy heart.
Cute. Oh, see, just like when you get on into Ravelry, you can just be there for
Oh, there's a video tutorial for that pattern. There you go. So yeah, those were just a few that I found. And of course, Julie basket from last night. Now you can all see what's in my favorites.
excellent choices.
I really want to make this cardigan.
That looks super fun.
Yeah, so
Well, oh, you put yeah, the plant. Fun. All right. Has anybody else decided? I haven't decided yet. That's all this afternoon, I think. I'm gonna hit Ravelry and scroll.
that's as far as I got.
So
I'm
you're gonna,
sure I'm sure I will see a whole bunch more when I go do some more scrolling.
yeah. Oh, so Jude asked, who's the designer of the mushrooms? Did anybody see that?
Hold on, I'll go back and look.
Remember? Mushrooms are fun.
I think I think that was Norman. Is that Norman? Yeah, Norman Schwartz.
Norman Schwartz.
Schwarze. Schwartz. He's got a couple of mushrooms and then he's got all those flowers. Oh, there's like three different mushroom patterns. There's those ruffly ones I showed. There's some bigger toadstool porcini mushrooms. And then there's little mini mushrooms too. I
So
think I need them
huge.
for the bookcase.
I think so. I think mushrooms would be really fun.
Oh, Michigan Ave, Chicago. There you go. Oh, thanks, Mary. Cutest and most tempting knits.
I'm thinking, I'm going to look at the mushrooms. I think that's something
Oh,
that I could tackle.
yeah. Carol says Franklin Habit did illustration for Patty Lyons' books.
Yes. See, I was thinking somehow I was connecting him with the Yarn Harlot and if he did something for her books, but you're right. He did do just recently Patty Lyons.
There you go.
Yeah.
Never know what you're gonna find when you go scrolling through Ravelry. Yeah,
Well, I think I've got some pictures here to show you.
yeah, I was just in the under the designers tab and they just come up like this in a row.
Do
There's
they?
pages and pages, and I just scrolling through the pages of designers until I see a male knitter and I go look.
Well, I'm going to do that. Oh, here. Yeah, I'm going to do
Sam
that.
says she sent you a picture. Oh,
Look at that.
very nice.
I think Sam designed that. I think she had some chart paper, graph paper, and was charting out different designs.
Right on.
Super cool.
That's fun to
Yeah. Good,
do.
good. Well, we've got lots of ideas. Thanks, Cheryl, for scrolling through and giving.
First installment of. I had looked at others too. Those are just the three that I favorited because a couple things caught my eye.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. So, like always, guys, post things in the Facebook group if you've got your ideas of what you're gonna do. Inspire everybody else. Have lots of options. Good stuff. Well, next week, next Saturday, I'm going to be on vacation. So I'm going to be somewhere at the cottage.
Somewhere. You'll be at the cottage.
I'll be at the cottage wherever I can find the best internet connection.
Okay.
It would be lovely if I could do it from the beach, but it'd probably be too windy.
Yeah. I was gonna say if it's not too loud.
Yeah. Well, 9 o'clock in the morning shouldn't be too busy, but it might just be windy. That might be the problem. Anyways, I will see you next week from vacation and maybe have some more crocheted squares. That's the plan. Have some crocheted squares to show you.
Good.
Yeah. And Monday
Good,
night.
good,
Oh,
good.
so anybody who watches Monday night should be fine. Well, I'm going to do a live wherever I am. The plan is to be up at the cottage by 8 o'clock. Um,
Is that when you're leaving? Is Monday?
yes, we're
Oh,
leaving
okay.
we're leaving Monday afternoon. So the plan is, I think I'm just gonna go with the flow. And there will be a live Monday. I might be in the car. I'm not driving. So maybe we'll chat in the car. I don't know. So
You're
just,
not driving?
I am not driving. No, I'm not.
Wow.
I know. Very unusual for me. So I'm gonna get a few hours that I can knit or crochet.
Nice.
And then, yeah, and then we'll podcast. Yeah, so stay tuned. Now that I've said that, we're gonna get delayed and we're gonna leave late. And but 8 o'clock it'll still be, I don't know. We'll worry about that on Monday. So
Yeah, it'll fine.
it,
It'll be fine. It'll
it'll
all
work
work
out.
out.
That's right. Hopefully it should be good. So
It'll work out.
fantastic. Well, everybody have a great weekend. Stay cool. Super hot in most places right now, I think. Except for Susanna. She said it was only like 12 degrees or something.
Yeah, it's not bad here yet. It's only 22 degrees outside at the moment, so Oh, maybe I lied. Oh no, yeah, 22 outside,
Yeah.
24 inside. I have the back door open.
I know, it needs to cool off.
Yeah,
All right. Well, everybody, have a fantastic weekend. Happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy finishing, happy getting ready to start something on Tuesday. But of course, really, you can start at any time this weekend because there's no knitting place. If you want to start your mail designer project, go
that's
for
right.
it.
Woohoo.
The weekend. All right,
It
everybody.
is.
I'll see you next week.
Yep. See ya. Bye bye.
Bye.